We are now traveling forwards millions of years through time as the Murray River emerges from the ocean waves. The sea retreats and the land rises. The land is warm and humid. Lush rainforests emerge. The climate becomes hotter still and drier. The tough mallee scrub evolves to dominate. And like much of Australia, the mallee landscape has evolved so that lightning and fire plays its part. Out of the ashes, seeds germinate and bush flowers grow. Amazingly, from the charred remains of a mallee stump, life returns. The landscape is one of extremes. Regular flooding rejuvenates the soil on which the red gums decayed. Red gums over 100 years old begin forming hollows. The hollows provide shelter and breeding habitat for native birds. During times of flood, the roots provide a safe breeding place for native fish. A scene by the river, yet we are still many tens of thousands of years ago in the past, in an age when huge beasts roamed Australia. The enormous wombat-like Diprotodon, as tall as a man and the size of a small car. It is a Sthenurus, a giant short-faced kangaroo standing over 2 meters in height and up to 3 meters in length. It also longs for a drink of water. This ambush predator is Megalania, the largest known lizard to ever walk the earth at over 5 meters in length. Twice as long as a Komodo dragon, this giant goanna is believed to have venomous teeth. One bite would have spelled the end. The disappointed Megalania walks off to prepare another ambush.
The creation of our country is to understand our story from the dream time. The dream time is the beginning of knowledge. From the dreaming comes the law of our existence, our survival. This law must be observed. At the beginning of time, the earth was silent and flat in the darkness. The ancestral beings were sleeping below the surface. Finding that from the supernatural ancestors right through the crust of the earth, the tumultuous force ground. The ancestral beings created the Aboriginal people. They created the kangaroo and the snake, the ants, emus, eagles, crows and cockatoos. They made the natural elements of water, air and fire. They made the celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, and the stars. The ancestral beings changed the form of the land, creating mountains, trees, waterholes, and rivers. There is a dreaming story of Pondi, the Murray cod. In the dreaming, a huge Pondi burst out of the earth at the source of the Murray River. He struggled along the narrow trickling stream, digging with his head and swinging with his tail. Pondi made the rivers deeper and wider. He made all the bends and billabongs. Then a great ancestor speared that mighty fish, and all the pieces fell to the bottom of the river. The pieces grew into golden perch, the silver brim, and all the other native fish. This is how Pondi the Murray cod created the Murray River. All of the ancestral beings were wearied from their activity. They sank back into the earth and went back to sleep. Their spirits became the rocks, trees, all parts of the landscape. These became sacred places. We observed our dreamtime law, and this is how we lived for thousands of years. And then the white man came.
There's a story you might not know that happened long ago about the spirit and the vision of some pioneers of old. They controlled the power of steam and made the Murray part of their dream. So, sit back and listen to my pedal steamer tale unfold. 'Twas in the town of Adelaide that the governor just made a declaration about a prize, a mighty fortune in 1851. £2,000 I'll give whoever can navigate the Murray River. It's a highway that could open up this land to everyone. William Randall and his brother named the boat after their mother, Mary Ann, a strange, ungainly craft like no one had ever seen. They were farmers, not boat builders, so it was a little out of kilter, but it was first upon the Murray, a boat powered by steam. The boiler steams the engine, sets the paddle wheels a spinning. But the bloke who made this boiler, well, there were things he didn't know. It was bulging where it shouldn't, and the deckhands thought there couldn't be many moments left of life to them. That thing was gonna blow. But it worked. Well, kind of. Just some pioneering spirit ought to be the thing to fix it. Wrap it up in chains and wedge it, for it's time for us to go. And they must have felt a shiver when they set off up the river, for their dreams seemed good as real as they went against the flow. Surprise! It's now a race as William Randall turns his face to see Captain Francis Cadell and his fancy well-made boat. He's shrewd and calculating, and he knows without mistaking that it takes more than steam and timber to keep his dreams afloat. As Cadell goes passing by in a craft that's twice their size, he flatters those in power who would help himself promote. He's named the ship Lady Augusta after the wife of the governor, and they just happen to be passengers upon his paddle boat. Now, William Randall can't be a winner when his rival is having dinner every evening with the governor on Cadell's fancy ship. But he shouted to his team, "Hoist the sails at full steam," with blazing eyes and gritted teeth and patience that I was on board, waved and cheered, the deckhands roared at the excitement and adventure of this unintended race. They steamed on through day and night until Swan Hill came into sight. It seems this was the finish line, and Cadell came in first place. The townsfolk, young and old, came out to greet explorers bold, to be presented with the winner, Cadell, the canny young captain. There was some self-congratulation, warm applause and adulation. Now the paddle steamer age upon the river would begin. William Randall came in second, though I'm pretty sure he reckoned there's a better place in history than where he just been shoved. So he headed further up the Murray. There seemed to be no hurry, heading to his fame and fortune on the river of the Murray.
All along the Murray River, ports sprang up. Galway by the river mouth, to Murraybridge, Manham, Morgan, through Renmark, to Wentworth and Mildura, past Robinvale and Swan Hill, to Echuca, 1,700 kilometres from the sea. Even as far as Albury Wodonga, the paddle steamers plied their way nearly 2,200 kilometres, making the Murray the third most navigable river in the world. There were all types of craft, each with a different purpose. Small milkboats collected dairy produce twice a day along creeks where the larger paddle steamers could not go. Mission boats reached outlying communities without churches,